Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to explore the source material you're interested in and pull out the really compelling stuff. Today, we're jumping into a pretty intense moment from ancient history.
Right.
The fifth plague of Egypt, the one often called when God struck the livestock. Our goal here is simple. Unpack what our sources say actually happened and, well, why it was such a massive deal for ancient Egypt.
Yeah, it's really key to get this from the start. The material makes it clear this wasn't just, bad luck with some animals dying off. This was a direct hit, a massive blow, really, to Egypt's economy, their whole way of life, and even critically, their religious beliefs. It struck right at the heart of things.
Okay, so let's break down just how bad it was. The source is specific, isn't it? It lists all the livestock in the fields, horses, donkeys, camels, cattle, sheep, and goats. And they didn't just get sick, they died. The text really emphasizes these animals were like the core of Egypt's strength. They needed them for farming, obviously, but also transport, food, trade, even their military power with the chariots. Imagine that just gone.
Exactly. And so what here is huge. Losing them, all of them like that, would have thrown the entire nation into, well, serious chaos instantly. Think about it. Their farming stops. Their transport grinds to a halt. Food supply is hit. Even religious sacrifices often involve these animals. So this plague, it didn't just cause pain. It basically paralyzed their society. It hit them right where it hurt the most.
And then there's this other detail, the one that really makes you stop and think. The source says, not one animal belonging to the Israelites died. Not one. It wasn't some vague thing either. Pharaoh, it says, actually sent people to investigate. And sure enough, the source confirms it. A sharp, obvious distinction. Undeniable.
Right. And if you put that into the context of how people thought back then, that clear, visible separation, that would have been profoundly challenging. For Egyptians, it would undermine the whole idea that their gods controlled everything everywhere in Egypt. It forces the question, who really has the power here? It showed this unmistakable favoritism and protection that just couldn't be explained away easily.
Which leads us straight to the religious angle, doesn't it? What about Egypt's own gods, especially the ones linked to animals? The source points out this plague was a direct challenge to Egypt's religious system. Gods like Hathor, the cow goddess, or Apis, the sacred bull, they were supposed to protect these animals, right?
Precisely. That was their job, supposedly. But when this plague hit, the source implies those gods were, well, silent, just powerless. It demonstrated pretty starkly that no idol, no matter how sacred, could stand against whatever power was behind this plague. It was a direct confrontation, showing the sort of false security they had in their own deities. It was hitting their spiritual foundations, too.
So pulling it all together, the big takeaway from the material seems to be that each plague was, in its own way, a direct hit against Egypt's pride, power, and false security. And this one, the livestock plague, it really hit right in the heart of their daily survival. It's hard to overstate that.
Yeah, it really underscores just how far the power behind the plagues, as described, was willing to go to make its point and rescue its people. It wasn't just about punishment. It was about demonstrating absolute authority over everything that mattered to Egypt, economic, practical, spiritual, undermining Pharaoh's perceived control completely.
Okay, so we've looked at the sheer severity, that stark distinction between the Egyptians and Israelites, and the direct challenge to Egypt's religious structure. It really paints a picture of profound disruption.
It does, and it makes you think, doesn't it? Consider the kind of crisis that unfolds when a society's fundamental infrastructure, how it feeds itself, moves around, and its core beliefs are hit that hard all at once and so visibly.
So here's something to think about. How does knowing the specific targeted nature of this plague hitting the livestock but sparing the Israelites reshape how you understand power, vulnerability, and maybe even the role of belief when things fall apart?